Hey Gemini, welcome to this space. Welcome to eclipse season. Welcome to retrograde season. Um, just thought I'd sit here and have a conversation with everyone, or particularly with you guys at this time, regarding the energies that are at play for you, how you're feeling, checking in with you. Um, some some of us, we might get a little bit uneasy, a bit anxious, a bit scared whenever an eclipse is coming around. We feel like we have to brace ourselves. Yeah, and that might be true, right? But at the end of the day, I'm always here to, I guess, help everyone understand that there's always just something to learn. Usually, when things get scary, it's because it's just for our highest good. It's for us to become braver, for us to, you know, strike up the courage to truly indulge in who we are as individuals and as souls. So let's go ahead and jump in to your reading, Gemini, for this eclipse in Mercury season. This eclipse, is going to affect us all the way up until September. This eclipse in Virgo, and then there's another eclipse happening in, I believe, in the sign of Libra, Virgo's sister sign. So, Gemini, this is for sun, moon, and rising signs. However, if you are looking for this message to kind of hit home a little bit more or on a deeper level, I would definitely look to your moon and or rising sign for deeper resonance. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump in, Gemini. We're going to see what the spirits and the cosmos have, well, what the spirits have in store for you, you know, good and bad. you know um it's not only the good spirits that are working. There are also dark spirits, spirits of darkness, spirits of evil, spirits of manipulation, who are also working just as hard to fulfill their contracts or to fulfill their whatever responsibilities they have set out to fulfill. Okay. um let's jump in. So we have a couple of tools, new tools that I am going to be using. I have an oracle deck that's brand new. She is very beautiful, and she has been really doing her work for these readings. And then we have a couple buttons that I will pull with different numbers and symbols on them towards the end of your reading. But first, let's go ahead and pull your overall energy for this eclipse season. What you can look forward to, what you may be afraid of, things like that. But firstly, I need to roll this die, and we're going to see what comes out of that. Okay, so you received the gatherer or the forager. Very observant at this time, Gemini. Very observant. In some ways, I guess you have to be, in order to know what you're doing in this situation or at this time. You feel that there's a need to gather information, gather some type of knowledge, save money. Um, hmm, Maybe you guys are going to get into collecting certain items at this time, or that's just, you're going to feel that urge. Hmm. Let's see. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising signs. Messengers of light, spirits of light, ancestors of light, please speak to us clearly for this eclipse season and Mercury retrograde season, Venus retrograde season for the sign of Gemini. All signs of Gemini, sun, moon, rising signs, all Geminis under the sun, moon, rising placements. Thank you. Let's see. I'm also getting the energy of purchasing wholesome groceries. Like when you go to the store, you are thinking of, or maybe not wholesome. I don't want to necessarily push that on you necessarily, Gemini. But there's something here is when you go to the grocery store, or when it comes to food, you're being more observant, reading labels, nutritional facts, looking at the price, possibly. Um, like you're just kind of stopping to observe, stopping to look, right? Stopping to read, stopping to comprehend, to pause, to comprehend what you're looking at, what you're getting yourself into, where you're going, what the goal is and the path towards that goal, things like that. Okay, yeah. So you have the elk, and it says seeking a powerful animal's objective. Hmm, interesting. Bottom of the deck, it says Coast Guard accepting a responsible safeguard. 84 and 46 could be numbers that you can write down. 12 and 10 also, especially 12. Hmm. So yeah, like I was saying before, Gemini, there's something that there's a situation, or at this time during this eclipse season for the next few months, um and even during the retrograde season, depending on what you're more focused on. Some of you may be more focused on the eclipse, or some of you may be more focused on these retrogrades. You also have Neptune and Aries this month. So there's a lot of like maybe identity crisis, or existential crisis. There's just a lot of energies kind of colliding right now inside of all of us. Um, like I've been telling everybody, with the moon being in Virgo, they are both having a very intense conversation right now. Or they did in the past 24 hours, just had a very intense conversation. And as different celestial bodies, or divine beings have these conversations, these conferences and meetings about humanity, or about what's going on in the cosmos, you know, um, they realize that they have a responsibility, and they live up to those responsibilities as best they can each and every day, every year. And we have responsibilities as well, but as humans, we tend to ignore responsibility. We can be very irresponsible as creatures. We're very irresponsible creatures as humans. um but as the moon and Virgo have had these conversations, these constellations, and singular planets and stars are having conversations with one another. Some of them are dancing with one another, depending on the relationship they have together when they do meet in the skies. um we have to also realize that there are, again, other entities on this planet from other portals, or earth spirits or energies and frequencies inside of other people that may come out to play and to toy with our minds, to toy with our hearts while these celestial bodies are having conversations or in conference with one another. Um, and what I'm getting is, Gemini, this is a really, really crucial time for you, or maybe you're feeling this already, to really observe, read, observe before you grab, right? Before you pick. Someone or some type of energy is out to help you. There's an offering hand, either from God, from an individual, right? Which still, that is all God, right? We are divinity, in these little vessels that we live in our bodies, right? So there is a helping hand, there is assistance, there is support being offered to you. So if there are those of you who feel like, what am I going to do? I need help. The help will be offered. Um, However, I'm getting the sense that you need to make sure that you're kind of waving your hands, kind of like putting up a sign, creating a beat, some type of, alert. Just kind of get your flare gun ready, I guess. That's just what I'm getting, is like, you got to make sure that, like, again, if you are in any desperate situation, Gemini, during this eclipse season, or if there's anything that you need, um, ask for help, because there may be, because with this elk here, there is an energy, a very powerful energy, first off, Gemini, that has an agenda. I'm not necessarily sure if this agenda is evil. I'm not sure if it's dark. I'm not really sure. All I know is that there is an individual, there is a situation in your life where you really need to be observant to understand the objective of the people involved. You may have to make sure that you're gathering information or gathering monies or whatever to prepare yourself for something, to plan something. If this is a relationship, again, this individual in your life, they are very important, or they hold some type of authority, or they hold some type of frequency within their souls that is very powerful. Okay. And or maybe there's just a situation that you're dealing with. Again, it has a lot of power. I'm not talking about power as an authority. I'm talking about just the energy and the frequency, how intense it is, or just how big this energy is. Before you step towards it, before you befriend it, before you decide to interact with it, make sure you're understanding your objective, why you're moving towards it. So there's definitely a situation where there's a person, place, or thing where you need to understand your objective. Are you just getting caught up? Are you just, falling for a trap? Or is this actually something good for you? It's just a little bit intimidating right now, you know? Is there a situation where it's just a struggle? It's just a really hard struggle, intense struggle, and you feel like you just have no way out? Or the water's too choppy, like, what's really going on? Those are the questions that you really should be asking yourself at this time, Gemini. Because whatever this situation is holds some very intense, powerful energy, and you shouldn't just run in head first. You shouldn't go in guns blazing. You need to kind of pick your way through. Understand what's around you. And the landscape, as you study the landscape that you're in or that you're moving towards, you'll start to understand, you know, your environment. You'll start to understand the people involved and their mindset, things like that. And you guys are smart enough to accomplish that. You guys are You know, you guys are brilliant, right? So just bear that in mind. Bear that in mind. Okay. Hmm. Interesting. So, in a nutshell, Gemini, during this eclipse season, these retrogrades, tread carefully, gather information. As you move, you gather. Don't just move. Make sure if you're moving, you're gathering. And if you're gathering, you're moving. Okay. You're not staying stuck. You're not, you're not anchoring yourself. You're just like, okay, I'm over here. I need to gather some information here. Not in a gossipy way. Okay. Not in a, not in a prowling way, not in a way to, pry into people's information like that. Not being necessarily nosy, but it's more like there is a situation that you really need to have knowledge about before you interact with it. And you need to gather information about whether you should interact with it or not. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense. Person, place, or thing. Whatever it is that you're trying to interact with or might get involved with in the future. Right. Gemini, sun, moon, rising signs, messengers of light. Okay, that's interesting because this card this card fell. Okay, I'm gonna take two of those. Interesting. Bottom of the deck, we have walk your truth. Like I was saying, that helping hand, right? It's interesting. You have card 15, 25, and 35. So fives are important for you. 6, 7, 8, also in that order. Those could be numbers that you need to write down. Those could be dates in time. I don't know. But walk your truth. Like I was saying, the helping hand, like this card before said Coast Guard, accepting a responsible safeguard. There is definitely something or someone offering a helping hand, and this lesson of you being more responsible and observing, right? Practicing awareness and critical thinking um, within a certain situation or just within a big circumstance in your life. This is what you're learning at this time during this eclipse season. Um, this person or this being has a lot of magic attached to them in a very good way. They're very responsible, very wise. Okay. They are a powerful alchemist of sorts. The other cards that you received, and it says walk your truth. So what I'm getting is you have a lot to offer as far as assistance, some type of like maybe being a leader, a teacher of some kind, Gemini. It's just that there's just some caution that I'm getting here before you can really walk your truth. There, you're getting there, but there's still some knowledge and some things that you need to pick up along the way to this destination of truth here. So if there's a situation, Gemini, where you're kind of maybe ignoring some red flags or ignoring some bad behavior, that is, if you're ignoring some patterns of behavior in someone that is indicative of some dodgy things going on or some shady things they're bringing into your life or some really bad activity, um or betrayal, lies being told, I don't know. Definitely, again, gather some knowledge, because it will affect you. Okay, maybe there's a part of you that feels like this is not really going to affect me in the long run. Like, yeah, I'm observing that, but like that's not, that doesn't have, it doesn't have anything to do with me. It will at some point. I don't know I don't know where I'm getting that, but that's what I'm getting. If this is like more like a health concern, okay, and you're ignoring those red flags in your body for whatever reason, and you feel like, it's not going to get any worse or eventually it'll just dissipate, it'll go away. This is what walking your truth, like walking your truth on all levels here is making sure that you're not ignoring any red flags that are right that have been in front of you or that have been surrounding you. Okay. Now we have the other two cards that kind of came out. One of them I wanted to put back, but it says gratitude and patience. I'm being guided to keep both of them for you. And again, this whole safeguard, this helping hand, okay, be very, very grateful for this. Don't take it for granted. Don't, feel like, that's not really, I don't really need help. I'm good. I'm all right. No, you're not all right, Gemini, or you won't be. If, again, I'm not a fortune teller. I don't like telling the future to people, like that's not my thing, but this is just what I'm getting. Okay. But we have gratitude and patience. So again, this is definitely a time for you, Gemini, to really practice patience here. Again, pick as you go, right? Gather as you move as you gather, um you're like a butterfly, you go from one flower to another, right? But there just comes a point in time, Gemini, where you need to, you know as you're being this beautiful butterfly, whatever, the social butterfly, you got to make sure that you're kind of stopping to observe a little bit, observe your surroundings, right? Even butterflies kind of have to, understand where they are to stay safe, right? So they became, butterflies become butterflies by finding a safe space to die, to just completely melt and deconstruct them, their entire bodies, you know so remember that, safe spaces are always around you. You just have to pay attention. You have to pay attention. Don't just walk into anything that seems cool or that seems right or that seems good. It may not be. And you'll never know if you're just charging in, with your chariot, with your horses, or, just engines ready to go. It's like sometimes you just gotta, turn the engines off for a second and just kind of assess, address and assess, right? Again, I'm not exactly 100% sure what this situation is. The eclipse like is in Virgo. It was in, Virgo. This is a Virgo eclipse we're under. So it does have a lot to do with health. It has a lot to do with finances, time management, control, or, the lack thereof, needing to, manage your control issues if you have any. Um, but whatever the situation is for you, Virgo, overall, you need to make sure you're not ignoring red flags. You need to make sure that you are not allowing any truths to be hidden from you in any situation that has to do with you. Now, if it's a situation that doesn't really have anything to do with you, don't go prying into that. But if this is, I don't think this is talking about a situation that has nothing to do with you. This is definitely a situation that has something to do with you and it will affect you or has already. So this is why you are being guided and asked or requested to pay attention and to practice patience. So maybe there's a situation where you're just like, you want to run away from it for whatever reason, but you're asked to just kind of be patient and just observe first to gather the information that you need before you make your exit. Um, Before you move towards something, make sure you're gathering information before you make your entrance. You know what I mean? If this is a job, make sure you have as much information as you can get. Look at the reviews of the company, right? If you know somebody who works for that company, talk to them, ask them about the work environment, ask them about the pay and, management, things like that. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of questions that you can ask, before you just apply to a company. But make sure that you're educated on that company. That's going to go a long way for you if this is more career based. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull one more oracle message for you guys, and then we'll jump into the tarot. Okay, you have the sun. It's very beautiful. Summertime, I'm getting summertime vibes. One enchanted evening, the perfect night. So, yes, okay. So the sun says the golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. So there's some type of an impact that you are definitely capable of making here, Gemini. There is a huge impact. I don't know what this impact, where this impact will be made. Okay. But there's a huge impact that you have the capability of making in a certain community, maybe online, maybe in a certain industry, or just in your local community, maybe within your family. Okay. Um, and I'm getting that during the spring and the summertime. That's what I'm getting, like, of this year. There is some event, evening or nighttime event that you will be attending. And maybe if there's some type of event that you're looking forward to and it's at night or in the evening time and it's scheduled for that time in the summer or the springtime, make sure that the energies that we just talked about previously about safety, accepting assistance and support, asking for help, gratitude, being grateful for the help that is given to you, showing gratitude, knowing your objective, patience, move as you gather, gather as you move. Those key factors are what is going to need to be implemented into this objective that you have, whatever it is, this event. So if there is some type of desire for more money, riches, fame, more attraction of other people, subscribers, I don't know, like there's followers or a community of people. If you're an artist, maybe you're trying to get your art out there. If you're a teacher, you're trying to make more connections to get into teach at a certain school. I don't know. Um, Maybe there's a program you're trying to get into, a school that you're trying to win, acceptance from, a new home. I don't know. But there is something here that is very, very special. Very special. And this elk energy, this animal, says accepting a powerful animal's objective or seeking a powerful animal's objective. This animal may be you. What is your objective here? Are you honest with yourself about it? This powerful animal spirit could be the very thing that you're wanting to attract, this person, place, or thing, this experience, this career, or this lifestyle. And you have to also understand how to attract that thing. What is that thing's objective? What is needed to attract this thing? However, this elk could also be something dark. It could be something that trips you up and gets you in a really bad spot. And this is where the safeguard comes in, where you need to accept help to avoid this circumstance. So it really does depend. And this is going to cause you to follow your soul, not your heart, not your mind, your soul. Okay. And your soul is always going to ask you to wait and to be patient. Okay. Interesting. Wow. Very interesting, Gemini. I'm liking what I'm seeing right now. I'm excited for you guys, but I'm actually really curious to know, like, what is this? If you want to let me know down in the comments what this is for you personally, I'm all ears, and I would absolutely love to hear, uh, you know, what this is for you. Okay, if it's resonating. All right, let's see. We're gonna pull some tarot. We're gonna pull 3 tarot cards, you guys. I'm gonna clarify those tarot cards, and then we're gonna pull a couple buttons for you guys towards the end of your reading. Okay, so hopefully this in some way is helping you or resonating in some way, shape, or form. But if it's not, like I said before, if I didn't say it before, take what resonates, leave what does not. Okay. Right. Let's see here. 3 cards for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising signs, messengers of light. Ooh. Okay. So you have the 7 of Cups. So again, this is all about choices. This is all about making, I don't like saying the right choice or the wrong choice. This is all about making the choice that your soul says is what you should make. Okay. This is not about right or wrong, um, necessarily. I don't see it that way. Yeah, there's a very ancient energy attached to your journey, Gemini. Taurus is attached to this. So you may have a Taurus who has something to say to you, or just the energy of Taurus. So whether you have Taurus in your chart, Gemini, or not, I would recommend you looking at the energy of Taurus, or looking at Taurus's reading to gather information and understand, because there's something that Taurus has in store for you in their journey that can help you along your journey. Okay. Um, and with the 7 of Cups here, there's a lot of choices. Like your cup, you've cast it into the waters of spirit, you've cast it into the cosmos. And I believe that the 7 of Cups to me represents someone who doesn't really know what they want, and they just put their cup out there, and whatever comes back is just whatever comes back. You know what I mean? It has everything to do with your frequency and your energy. So if you really don't know what you want, you can get anything. You have to know exactly what you want, Gemini, when you cast your line, when you go fishing, so to speak, and you want your cup to be filled with exactly what you want, if not more. That's what this eclipse is going to teach you. And these retrogrades may shine some light on some people, places, or things that are not that have not have been that just have been placed in your life um as distractions. They've just kind of become distractions. Okay. Yeah. You've definitely been hurt before, or there's some type of failure that you have experienced. Mm, yeah. There's definitely some failures that you have experienced, and you have received less than what you desire. But at the same time, you're being asked to continue to keep your heart open, continue to keep your soul open, continue to go after what you want, no matter how much others disagree with what you're doing. You'll have opinions, but I see the Knight of Cups as someone who doesn't really care. They follow their heart, they follow their spirit. I see water as the spirit realm. So your spirit is what's going to guide you towards this King of Pentacles energy. And this King of Pentacles is not an energy of greed, and just material gain from a greedy standpoint. That crow on his shoulder is a spirit guide. That is wisdom, that is experience from learning from your failures, right? There you are, Gemini, with the Lovers. Some of you guys, there's definitely a relationship here that you're after, and you want this relationship. You may end up realizing that you want to marry this person. And that's what this enchanted evening is. It's you having a romantic dinner, or, having a sexual encounter with somebody that's very powerful. Maybe this is also you in your honeymoon in the future, or getting married, or, this could also be something that, is just like a friendship where, you connect with somebody and you end up realizing that this is the type of friendship that you've always wanted, somebody that you can trust. This can also be a business partnership where everything that you could have asked for is in this business partnership, right? It depends on what it is that you are focused on. But Gemini, I'm just getting the sense that you have to know exactly what you want. Taurus has something to say to you for sure, Gemini. For sure. You have big Taurus energy in this reading already. So the Lovers here, what I'm seeing is that there is something that is blessed under God. It has been blessed by your ancestors. This is something that they have in store for you, but they can't really give it to you if you don't really fall into place, or, fall into sync. Just, you're not in sync. You got to be in sync with the energies that they have in place for you. You can't truly accept this gift or this offer if you're not walking in your truth, if you're ignoring red flags. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify these cards really quickly, Gemini, and then we'll pull your button or two. Pull a couple runes or buttons for you. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from your wounds as they heal. Clarify these cards for Gemini, Sun, Moon, rising signs. Yeah, there is definitely some help being offered to you. It's on the way if it hasn't reached you already. Yep, your future is bright. It's golden. Three of Wands. This is somebody who is set out on a journey. They don't know what the journey is going to look like, but they know what they want. They know where they're going. King of Cups. Yeah. Huge spiritual transformation, you guys. Spiritual transformation, even emotional change is happening inside of you as well towards what you want. Like things that you wanted or loved or desired in the past, you no longer going to want to desire those things. Or things that you ignored or thought was not desirable in the past, you might end up realizing like, wow, this is actually attractive. This is something that's going to work for me. Okay. Yeah, you've definitely been hurt by someone in the past, someone that you or there's something where you really did offer a lot, a lot of help, a lot of support. You would give the shirt off your back to this person, give them a place to stay, or maybe you gave your money to a charity or something. There's something that you gave, some type of support, monetary support in some way, shape, or form, or material support. But it kind of like hurt you or disappointed you. But yeah, stand firm, you guys. Moving forward towards, September, like stand firm, stand tall in what you believe and what you want. Stand firm in what your spirit is showing you is meant for you. Okay, don't let anybody try to fight you on it. You may get into arguments, or there may be somebody who's just not in support because they just don't think that it makes sense, but it doesn't matter. Gemini, stand firm. Yeah. Because in the past, you've definitely been hurt. There's somebody here who hurt you. Must have been an earth sign or something. Like someone hurt you. But your past is what's going to grow you. Your past is what's going to grow you. And you just need to continue to move forward like this Chariot. Continue to move forward. Continue to go after what you love. Don't give up on that. Okay? But just make sure that you are gathering as much information. Learn from what you um failed to do. Okay. So let's go ahead and see, Gemini. Let's pull a couple buttons for you guys. We'll pull, I would say two. If more comes out, great. have number 60. This is a bullseye. So yeah, if you have any questions on whether you are on target or not, or whether you're doing the right thing, you are. If you're questioning, like, should I want this? Should I desire this? Yeah. Why not? Right? Don't doubt yourself. If you want something that badly, go after it. Right? And you have the match card, or not card, you have button number 79. So 60 and 79. I'm gonna do one more. So maybe you're gonna end up, okay, so you have a carrot on a string. You have, that's number 56. Okay, so there's definitely something here. There's going to be some type of spark, some type of fire lit inside of you, or some type of fire lit between you and someone else. And it could be platonic, it could be romantic, it could be like business partnerships or financial partnerships. Okay. But there's something about dangling a carrot in front of someone. So I feel like that's something that you might need to look out for. Okay, this is where I'm getting like this weird energy where someone is kind of like, they're not really showing up. Like, you're showing up in their life, but they're not really showing up. They're just kind of dangling like a treat in front of you and saying like, hey, you can have this. But it's like, that's disrespectful. That's just what I'm getting. Like, there's some energy here that's just really disrespectful here, and they don't respect your time. They don't respect your energy. And if this is money, they definitely do not respect your finances. So this is definitely somebody that you really need to observe, Gemini. Yeah, being led by someone other than yourself. So just like I said, that this dangling of the carrot, I don't like it. I don't like it. That's just me personally. So if you have a job that's dangling a carrot in front of you, you've been working there for a while, and they're dangling like, hey, we can give you a raise, or, or they barely give you a raise. It's like, it's a couple, maybe a few cents, or I don't know, but there's someone here who is not respecting your time, Gemini. And before you make a move, whether it's to exit or to enter, gather information first. Look around you at the things that you have. Be grateful for what you have. Accept the help and the support that you receive from people who actually care. Because there is someone here for some of you who's going to definitely show up soon. And they're going to be like, hey, I want you, or I would like you to work for us. This is how much we're like, they're going to be direct. They're going to be direct. There's no like, beating around the bush, whispering sweet nothings into your ear and all this shit. Excuse my language, but it's like, that's literally the type of person that I'm getting. And you're tired of it. At least you should be. Okay. So that's the messages I have for you, Gemini. Much love and light to all of you. I wish you guys the very best of luck on this journey. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see you guys in your next reading. Bye, guys.